Oh, absolutely. And I don't know, just to give folks full disclosure, I've known Rich for a number of years now, going way back. I don't know, probably about like 5 or 6 at this point.
Yeah, yeah. We met at what, DanCon?
I want to say so. Yeah, it was a long time ago. I remember that was the one that was it was super packed, but it was also really cold and it was really snowing.
Yeah, yeah. That was yeah, that was definitely DanCon because they always had it like in the spring.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I want to say that
Oh,
was the last good Dan con I went to, because they.
yep.
I mean, I feel like the whole con market just kind of teetered out at that point.
Yeah, it's there was too many shows and too many events, and it's just yeah, it reached kind of a saturation point. Unfortunately, but yeah, you're right. It's media blitzing.
Well, I mean, I feel like that's like I don't know, something that's going on with events overall.
Yeah.
Whether it is going to be comic conventions, whether it's music festivals, whether it's live music events. I mean, really any sort of live event.
Mm.
They were just they were at the top of that bubble before COVID came and just sent everything popping down. And I mean, you look at the amount of events that were occurring. There were so many different ones competing against each other, really in regions that aren't that big. So I
Mm.
mean, it was only going to be a matter of time before something came and kind of took down a lot of the live events in the area.
Yeah, we knew something was going to cause it to implode. We just didn't foresee a pandemic, right?
Right. Well, I don't think anybody foresaw that besides China.
But yeah, that kind of helped level set the playing field. Now there's nothing. There is no scene right now. What are you going to do?
Yeah, and well, looking at just kind of how the conventions, how people all came together and just tried to combat what was going on with COVID, still be there for each other.
Yeah,
Um, you had a lot of the virtual comic cons, and you were having similar like this, where you'd have like Zoom meetings with creators who would kind of pitch their book and talk to people over chat. So there has been quite a great response from fans that still want to help creators, but a lot of creators without the con season, they're just kneecapped right off the bat, so they don't have
yeah,
the ability to
yeah.
bounce
I
back.
mean, yeah, I was going to say, sorry to cut you off, man. I was
No,
just going to
go for
say,
it.
for a lot of people who are, this is their bread and butter by day, man. This is their day job. I don't. My heart goes out to them, because again, you know, they're they're well, they're shit out of luck right now. I don't know how else to put it, man. It's just, I mean, it's. I hope to see them again soon, but when I think about these folks and a lot of some of the older folks who've been doing this for 30, 40 years, and all of a sudden this happens, it's like, now what? Now they got to kind of reinvent themselves on a platform, a virtual platform they may not even have any insight on. So it's gonna be a challenge. Hopefully we can get out of it soon.
Yeah, yeah, particularly some of the older creators as well that don't really get on social media a lot.
Yeah,
You
not
know,
tech savvy or anything like that, and probably don't want to be at this point. They were, getting ready to be in retirement mode.
right, right. Most of the time, if you're one of those old school creators, you're just dealing with one booking agent that usually handles all that stuff for you.
Yeah,
So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how the comics market and the con market just kind of rebound from this, because I have the feeling you're going to see a lot less events, but you're going to see a lot of small events. Whichever ones do survive get a lot bigger, because, man, next year people are going to be ready to get out.
yeah, that's it. That's just it. I mean, there's going to be a gun shyness. There's going to be some trepidation about doing it. So, again, there'll be 1 foot in the water, 1 foot out. There's a lot of people who, not going to be comfortable coming out of their houses for these kind of things. I don't blame them. But
Yeah.
at the same time, it's like, understand there's a lot of people who are dying to get that audience back, but it'll happen. It's just going to take a while.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we had also talked about it as well, just the entire comics industry right before this happened. I mean, comics have been on the decline for a while, and it seems to be just more the people are interested in the intellectual properties themselves, the characters, as opposed to, the stories that they appear in.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, there's, especially industry wide that you're seeing with the big three, there's a lot of rinse and repeat. And, again, you're not going to see much, originality coming out of these guys. They're all guarded assets at this point. It's used to be where comics used to drive film. Now
Hmm.
it's film driving comics. And I don't know, I'm not trying to beat up on them, but there's a sense of insincerity with it that I'm picking up on in that kind of model. And, again, for the folks who are not, been in the comic scene, it's no big deal. For those been in the comic scene, it's like, oh, it's kind of sad. It's kind of gross, so it's kind of disingenuous. So, but, in any event, it's out there, it's popular, it's mainstream, but what are you going to do?
Yeah, I feel like that comes with, just kind of the geeks ended up winning the culture war in that regards against the jocks. So everything that was geek culture 30 years ago is now mainstream and people love it. Superhero,
Yeah.
big one. Computer programming, coding, stuff like that being another. But it's really interesting because you kind of have a foot in both worlds.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, so it's kind of it is Revenge of the Nerds for real. You're right. So it's like they took over the world, and it's like, hey, we promised a better place, but it's still kind of messed up. What's going on here? So